Welcome to episode 83 of Fierce Metal. Thanks everyone for joining me. So today I'm going to talk about Testament and their brand new album, Bellum. Just came out on Friday, October 10th. 10 tracks, 50 minutes. This is their 14th studio album. Now, Testament's been around for over 40 years because originally formed in 1983 under the name Legacy in San Francisco. They released a couple of demos, and then something very special happened back on April 21st, 1987. They released their first full-length studio album titled The Legacy, paying homage to their former name. Now, for me, The Legacy to this day still holds its weight. For me, it's one of the finest debut albums of any thrash metal band to this day. Now, you fast forward 40 years later, and they released Parabellum. For a band that's been around for as long as they have, and unlike some of their counterparts, Metallica is a great example who chose to kind of pretty much get rid of the thrash metal for the most part and go more of a classic heavy metal sound. Now, Testament chose to double down on the speed, the aggression, the veracity on this album. This is in part because of their young drummer, Chris Dovis, now taking his place behind the kit. You can hear the intensity from the first track, For the Love of Pain. You hear these blistering blast beats, writing this fine line between death metal, black metal, and thrash metal at times. For me, it's pretty solid. Chuck is still going all out with his raging gutturals also. One of the standouts on this album is the guitar tone. It's just kicked up to 10. And the dual guitar attack from Eric Peterson and Alex Skolnick is just undeniable and still, in my opinion, one of the best duos in metal history. Period. I saw these guys live wearing the shirt back in 2018, open up for Anthrax. I can attest to that firsthand. One of the things that's always impressed me also is how diverse they can be. I'm not much into like the power ballads, but every time Testament shows their more, I say, vulnerable side, it gets me every time. You have this haunting acoustic guitar. And honestly, Chuck Billy is a very underrated vocalist.
Please tell me why. There's something wrong today. Cold and alone. Why do I feel this way?
So they pick up the pace immediately right after Meant to Be with a song called High Noon. It's a thrash metal attack, kind of themed around the Old West gunfights that always seem to happen at High Noon, hence the name. So despite what I would call kind of campy lyrics, this is not a knock on Testament or their writing ability at all. This song absolutely shreds crunchy as hell riffs and Chuck's undeniable growls. The way they incorporate black metal elements, borderline death metal elements in this album really takes the power and intensity up to another level. Now, lyrical themes are abound as well, touching on like out of control AI, letting love shine through, gunfights in the Old West, burning witches, and then gambling, just to name a few. The one consistent element in this album, no matter what different styles they bring to the table, is that classic Testament sound that always holds true. So this may sound a little biased, but being a lifetime fan of this band since the very beginning of their career, for me, they just don't have a bad album. Now, obviously, they have ones that are better than others. But when you have a band that's been around this long and still brings something fresh, stir the pot, if you will, for me, it's a win for any fan of this band. Highly recommend checking out Parabellum. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. I try to get these videos out every Sunday. You guys know how much I appreciate your support. So until next time, keep it furious.